Hey all, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how you're going to get the most from Microsoft To Do in a tutorial video. Whether you're a Microsoft To Do newbie, you've never heard of it before, or a seasoned professional, there's something for everyone in this video. So I'm going to take you through creating a task, how to organize those in custom lists, how to share those lists with your colleagues, how we can integrate Outlook so you don't have to work on your inbox as your task list, and even better, if you're creating tasks on these little post-it notes, we can get rid of them because we don't need any more post-it notes. Microsoft To Do will do it all for us anymore. In fact, let's get rid of them. So anyway, before we dive in, a quick request would be for you to hit that subscribe button and the like button to help our small channel grow. Otherwise, let's dive into Do and get you working in a better way. So let's get started with Microsoft To Do. And to access it, it's nice and simple. All you need to do is head to the web and search for To Do. You can access Microsoft To Do through the web browser if you prefer, or you can access it via an app. And to be honest, the easiest way for me is always using the app. So you can again download that for Windows, which is a link at the bottom of the screen, or you head into the App Store on a Mac and you'll be able to download it as an app on your Mac completely for free to run on a Mac as well. Not only that, the To Do app also works in the premise of a Microsoft 365 account or one of the free Microsoft accounts. So you have an Xbox account, a Skype, or even one of an Outlook.com account, you can use Microsoft To Do completely free of charge. Now there will be a couple of things that I'm going to show you in today's video that won't work on a free account, but you'll be able to do most of the things I show you, and that makes To Do an exciting tool to use that's not going to cost you a penny. So let's dive in and check out that To Do app. And once you've installed it on your computer, I'm using Windows here at the moment, you'll be able to access it via a blue tick. That's from your program directory, but in this case I already have it running on my computer. So once we're in Microsoft To Do, we can begin adding some tasks. Now the easiest thing in To Do is doing exactly that, and all we need to do is go to the bottom of the screen and type in something into this task. Now as you can see, it prompts me here to say type in submit a report by Friday 3 PM, and it's doing that because you'll also see when we give it a time and date, the To Do app can recognize that and set an automatic reminder. So as an example, I'm going to put contract review for ABC Limited. You'll see if I enter here, there's no times and no dates set. So in To Do, it's a blank task, and by clicking into that, we'll also see there are no reminders to remind me to get this done. And that's not a good way to work in Microsoft To Do. So instead, let's go back to add a task and let's change the task. Instead of just having contract review for ABC Limited, let's add a time and a date. So I'm going to put by 3 PM tomorrow. You can then see it underlines by 3 PM tomorrow, and if I also check on the right hand side, we also see it sets an automatic reminder for tomorrow at 3 PM. So if I press enter on here, the difference is clear between those two tasks. One has a little alarm or bell notification saying tomorrow, and the other has nothing at all. Now if I actually click into that top task that added the time and date, we'll see a reminder will be generated at 3 PM tomorrow through the To Do app to remind me that this needs to have been done. So super helpful to provide To Do with more relevant data than just filling in a single blank worded task. But of course things have due dates, and so if I actually put a due date onto this for tomorrow, we'll now have it marked as due tomorrow, and importantly it'll also show up on my day tomorrow to get done because it's effectively due tomorrow. So a great way there by setting due dates to get automatic reminders as well via the My Day function inside of To Do. But what happens if your task has subtasks, sub-steps? For example, our contract review for ABC Limited, we need to do a certain thing. We need to go and get the contract right, and then we have to go and review it, and we have to send all our feedback. Well, on the right hand side under Add Step, you can left click into there. You can actually begin defining your subtasks and sub-steps. So here will be arrange contract. The next would be review the contract. The next would be then validate findings. And the last point will be send comments. So I've now got 4 subtasks inside of a single task. And what I can do as I effectively complete this work is go and check them off as we go through, find a visual indicator how my task is progressing. And even on the My Day, we can see tasks 2 of 4 under that single task of contract review for ABC Limited by 3 PM tomorrow. But what happens if we need to clear tasks? For example, I have the contract review for ABC Limited, the one I had no date time set for. Well, I could actually right click this and I can actually click on the delete button. And that, of course, deletes it from your task list in a normal way. But actually, I'm going to use this as a great example to simply complete this and show you what happens to this task. So all I need to do is left click on that circle to the left of the task and it will be effectively hidden. And it will show under my completed section in My Day. And here it is. It's already marked off with that single checkbox. If for any reason I wanted to bring that back, all I need to do is head into there, uncheck it, and it will re-emerge back into my task list. So very straightforward to do. But importantly, how can we also add other tasks into My Day? Because as we know, your day is largely built of the tasks that you've defined here or things that are going to be due today. Well, if you actually click on the light bulb icon to the right hand side, that includes suggestions. So here it will show suggestions from all of your tasks inside of Microsoft To Do that you can very simply drag and drop or add into your My Day. For example, here's a contract signing task that's due on the August 11th. Now we're nowhere near that date, but I can go ahead and click on the plus icon and I can bring it straight into My Day so I can focus on that task today. But you're probably thinking, well, what's the downside of My Day? Because I could simply run all my tasks through My Day, right? The problem is it does get cleared down. Your day is exactly that. It's not very good to plan tomorrow's tasks. And that's why things using reminders and due dates ensure that your My Day gets populated correctly as your tasks move forward, rather than putting them on that single My Day view, which gets cleared down at the end of the day automatically in Microsoft To Do. That doesn't mean that Microsoft To Do effectively deletes your old tasks. In fact, if we go under the tasks section here, we can also see that a few of my tasks are overdue. And we can visibly see that because they're marked on here in red with the dates. So you submitting an email to Imogen by Friday at 5 PM was actually due on July the 16th. I'm a couple of weeks late on that task, but it doesn't mean that it's been deleted. I could of course bring it back into My Day by selecting Add to My Day, and it will re-emerge into My Day right at the top because the due date has been exceeded and I can still see it's overdue. So just because they drop off your day doesn't mean they get in a deleted trash can inside of To Do. You can very simply bring them back into your day by clicking in any one of those areas to bring them back in that list of things you need to get done. Hey all, there's no need to adjust your YouTube sets. I'm here to tell you a little bit more about what we do as a company. So your 365 coach has been set up to help you, your team and your business succeed when it comes to Microsoft 365. Whether you want to take our training and take your expertise to the next level, or have one of our team, including myself, help you on that journey with getting things right in Microsoft 365, we can certainly do that as well. So if you want to find out a little bit more what we do, head to the link below. And not only that, you'll even find a free ebook you can download with loads of tips and tricks in Microsoft 365. So let's get back to that video content and keep empowering you to do more in Microsoft 365. But now you're thinking, great, I've got a task list, right? But I have no idea how I'm going to work out all these tasks. How could I sort these into some type of importance? As your task list grows in a day, you could have quite a few tasks here you need to get done. Well, the easiest way to achieve that is on the right hand side. You can actually mark this with a star, marking it as important. That also means in To Do that we have a dedicated task area for all of our important tasks. And here they are here. When I add that star on, they'll drop into my important category, ensuring I can focus on those and not just tasks that are inside of my single day. And is there a way that we can simply see what's upcoming, what's overdue, and what I should be working on? Easily do that by clicking on the planned, and you can see exactly that. Here are tasks that I haven't done that were earlier than today. Sadly, they were marked in red, haven't got any of those done, but we can also see what's due today and due tomorrow and so forth. Now, easily, if you need to begin clearing off these tasks, you don't need to add them into My Day. For example, if I left click on a few of these here, I can take them off my plan and my to-do list by simply marking them as complete. Super easy to do to organize how you're going to work with your Microsoft To Do tasks and look at it across that view of what you've got left to get sorted. But you may also be thinking, how can I organize these in a better way? For example, all of these tasks I have in Microsoft To Do might be relevant to a project I'm working on or something else that's going on at home. How can I achieve that by organizing them in a better way? It's impossible for me to run this when I have 40 or 50 different tasks for all types of different projects. Well, the good news is you can create a list to achieve that and actually group them inside of that list. To create a new list, you just go to the bottom of Microsoft To Do and select New List. It will then show an untitled list, allowing you to left click in and then change the name of this. For example, I might be doing some work on contract reviews, so I'm going to put contract reviews as my list. Pressing enter, we now have our list defined, but there are no tasks. And what I don't want to do is recreate my tasks all over again that already exist in my task list. So very simply, I can go to tasks and I can begin to find those relevant tasks. So here's one we created earlier that's just sitting under the tasks. So now I can right click this task and I can actually move the task to into my contract reviews. Simple as that. And here's some additional tasks we had previously. A contract signing. Well, that's to do with contract reviews. We're going to move that into contract reviews as well. You can actually see by doing that, we can now move our contract reviews and contract work into that single list. But it doesn't change how the My Day works. Those tasks still appear in My Day, but are now better organized under contract reviews. And you can create a number of lists for different purposes to better organize how all of your tasks come together. But how also does this work with email? Because I know for one thing in particular, you're going to be getting a lot of emails with a lot of tasks coming through on there. And this is a great way of collecting your tasks, but are you going to come in here every time and write, I've received an email for a contract review, and then click enter, referring back to an email? If you did that, you're going to take a long time to get through your task list. So instead, what we can do is use the power of Outlook integration with To Do to take all of that hard work away. All we need to do is head into Microsoft Outlook, and you can actually see I've got a few flagged emails here. And the good news is that Microsoft To Do will also display your flagged emails. So where I've marked an email with a flag, we'll see it here in my flagged email. That means that when I click into this task, I can actually see the email to which this relates, have a single click to open it in Outlook, and I can also see when it's due based upon when the flag was set for me to follow up on this task. So very simply, all I need to do to move my flagged email and transform it into that task is I can right click and I can move the task to and put it into my contract reviews. If I click on contract reviews, we'll now see the contract signing is showing that's going to be due on Friday. Left click into it and we still see the email reference there on the screen. So you can transform a flag and move it into one of your task lists in a super easy way, allowing you to add further subtasks and subsets. But surely there is still a better way than flagging emails, right? And certainly there is, because in fact Outlook is now evolving. The new version of Outlook, which is called a preview version and is also available on the web, will simply allow us to drag and drop a single email as a task into Microsoft To Do. No flagging emails are needed. So how do we get that working? Well, first off, in the right hand side of Outlook, you will see a To Do effectively button. Click on To Do, and all you then need to do is get an email, and you can simply drag and drop using left click, and you can drop it into Add as a task. And once you do that and then let go, you'll then see the subject meeting up now appears as a task. It even references this was actually created from an email. If I clicked into this here, I could change the topic or the name of the task. And I could also left click and open that original email to which it was actually referenced from, which is all great stuff, right? And if we now go back into Microsoft To Do and then head into tasks, we can now see meeting update at the top with a message indicator. Left click into there and we once again see the email in the preview window, and this now can be worked on as any other task. In fact, I want to go ahead and move it back into my contract reviews. I can do exactly that and begin working on it and still have that reference point back to the original email. Super easy for you to do when it comes to working with email in the Microsoft To Do app, whether that's for a flagged email or simply through drag and drop in one of your emails. But you're now thinking, that's fantastic as my personal task list, right? But I don't do contract reviews all on my own. In fact, one of my colleagues helps, and that would be Megan. How can I invite Megan to this list that she can begin to check off these activities, and also I can assign a task to Megan to get it sorted for me? So if you want to share this list with one of your colleagues, Microsoft To Do has its own sharing mechanism. We can simply right click on sharing options, and I can now type in Megan's name. Now once we then add in Megan, I can click on the add people, and as we can see, Megan is now going to be invited into this Microsoft To Do list, and I could option later remove her in the same dialog by clicking on the X button. But that now means if I close this dialog down, I open up one of our tasks, maybe the one we created earlier in today's video, I now have an option to assign this task to somebody else. It's not assigned to me by default. When I left click into this, I can now select Megan from the list member, and Megan will be assigned that task, and it will appear both in the list and also in the assigned to me section inside of Microsoft To Do in Megan's account. So a super easy way to share one of your lists with your colleagues and assign them tasks that you can work on collectively. But as with all apps, there are settings and advanced settings that you may want to take advantage of. And if you left click on your account name in the top left, you can select for manage accounts. That will even let you add further accounts, including personal Microsoft accounts or other organizational accounts, so you can switch between them in Microsoft To Do in a super easy way. So there's no need to put your own to-do list from your personal account into your business account. Under the settings option though, we can see a few things we can change here. And honestly, I don't actually change any of these settings. They've worked for me for many years with never touching them. But it might be the case that you actually want to remove times and dates from task titles once they're recognized. Highly unlikely, but you could do that. Also, you can change to a light or a dark theme. This is quite helpful on the eyes. To Do is very garish with its white background and colors. So you might want to use a dark theme to simply make it a little bit better on your eyes. And also we can have a look at smart lists. I can actually put a completed list in here, all of my tasks, so I can see. And remember, I also mentioned the connectivity with Planner and flagged email. If you didn't like that for any reason, you can turn that off and then To Do won't connect into those services. If I click on back though, you'll see the new dark mode appearing here on the screen. And also, if you wanted to have some personalization to my day, you can click on the three dot menu and you can simply change the theme. By changing the theme, that will be the background and the fonts will then update. Now, because I'm using a dark theme, some of those colors won't actually show, but here if I look at some of the images available under my day, we can very simply see those options. And also, if you would like, you can also click on the print list, so you get a print of all of your tasks from my day in a single page view that you can get printed. Or if you want that email of that list itself, so effectively all here of your tasks that you're going to get sorted, you can go ahead and open it inside of Microsoft Outlook and then have an email that could be then sent to one of your colleagues or to yourself in a very simple way, as we can see here on the screen. So those advanced options are able for you to actually tailor, which is quite important if you want to do that. And lastly, search is super important. To search for your to-do tasks, head in the top left and you can do a search through all of your tasks. In fact, searching for the word contract shows me all of those tasks across all of my lists, so I can mark them off in place. Super easy for you to get back to all of your existing tasks. So hopefully this tutorial has taught you all you need to know about what you need to do when it comes to using Microsoft To Do, the integration with Outlook and Planner, and the ability to get it running on all of your devices. And it's even available on mobile. So what are you waiting for? Download Microsoft To Do, have a play, follow the guidance in this video, and we hope you enjoyed this video. And not only that, subscribe to our channel to find more great content like this, and hit that like button as it always helps our channel perform. Otherwise, we'll be seeing you in the next one.